Alright, guys, we have some pretty breaking news here. Pretty breaking news. A whole bunch of juicy rumors came out regarding to the future of the Disneyland Resort here. Um, this is from Walt Disney World Magic, wdwmagic.com, from an anonymous poster. Has credible information who has a neighbor friend who works or knows people inside Team Disney Anaheim. So she provided an update to this guy on four things: Marvel Land, Anaheim politics, the Fourth Hotel, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Bob Chapek, odds and ends, and so really five things or six things, but whatever. Starting off with Marvel Land, as it is right now, it is planned to open with a C ticket. So think about like a flat ride or a spinner in the Bugs Theater in 2020. But she doesn't know which one they landed on after the big Avengers e-ticket coaster was canceled due to being hugely expensive and ridiculously low on rider capacity. She said that when, I guess the VP, Vice President TDA named Chris, who hates that all Walt Disney designs nowadays are big budget rides that have horrible ride capacity. So basically, Walt Disney Imagineering just like can't figure out on a ride, and so far they're opening with a C ticket in 2020 as phase one. Hopefully, the Avengers e-ticket coaster comes back and with a higher capacity and a different layout. Higher capacity, different layout, um, and hopefully, can still be on track for 2021. Let's see. Marvel Land will be completed in phases that will stretch into the 2020s. But how much money it gets and how many rides get built will depend on Anaheim politics in 2019. And here we go back to that election again. The big November election, with the AWLI, the living wage ordinance that is on the ballot that can really affect a lot of Disney's future plans. Also, the pro-Disney people, pro-Disney council members get on to the council or the board, that could really escalate Disney's plans. And if the anti-Disney people come, that could derail lots of Disney plans. So November 2019 will be very, very interesting for the Disneyland Resort. Speaking of Anaheim politics, this lady said that Josh D'Amaro, who's the new president of the Disneyland Resort, is a breath of fresh air because he actually goes around, walks around, and talks to employees. He parks in the Making Friends parking garage. The other presidents would valet at the Grand California and wouldn't have to go through the sometimes painful parking process when there's a lot of traffic and stuff. The transit system and security. Josh D'Amaro does all of that. He walks the parks at night. He talks to employees. He also scored big points by throwing out the divisive political agreements that the past presidents crafted in 2015 to 2018. Things are still icy with the Anaheim City Hall, but things are definitely better than they were before he arrived, which is something in the positive, and hopefully, whether or not the elections go well, even if the anti-Disney people come, hopefully the Josh D'Amaro guy can change their tune, make them all pro Disney, at least approve some projects that they have planned. Again, it will depend on which way the election goes in November to see if Disneyland moves forward with some very big investment plans for parks and the western edge of the property along Disneyland Drive. Speaking of the western edge of the property, that's where the Fourth Hotel, the new Fourth Hotel, was supposed to go. Or no, both Fourth Hotels were supposed to go there, but blessing in disguise, the Fourth Hotel was canceled because many people on Team Disney Anaheim wanted to back away from the fourth hotel because they felt the design and placement were second rate, which they were. It's kind of just plopped onto downtown Disney, and it wasn't really themed. There's hope that the delay, which could be potentially years long, will allow Walt Disney Imagineering to rethink the design and certainly the placement of the fourth hotel. Now, this is very, very interesting. A version of the Star Wars hotel that's currently being built in Disney's Hollywood Studios in Florida is tentatively slated for Anaheim in the early 2020s, and this again depends on the Anaheim politics. It might be coming either way, but just depends either early 2020s or probably later 2020s. So it really depends, but we can get our own Star Wars boutique experience with an entrance into potentially into Star Wars land. That's very, very interesting. Or Galaxy's Edge. Um, that's a very new development there. Um, the talk of Disney building something in Garden Grove is not just talk. Bob Chapek and North American Parks boss Catherine Powell personally visited a big chunk of land on Harbor Boulevard in Garden Grove this summer that could become the site of a new Disney hotel if the Measure L passes in Anaheim this November. Again, on those politics. Garden Grove politicians are being very quiet, but love to pull the rug out from underneath Anaheim and score this Harbor Boulevard property. It's a real thing and not just bluster. Burbank is ready to pull the trigger on Garden Grove expansion if Anaheim turns socialist this November. So it's again very big politics here. It's November 6th is the election for Anaheim, by the way. So we'll find out everything there. That'll be very, very interesting because all these potential plans, Star Wars Hotel, then a new Disney Hotel, fourth hotel, could potentially all be moved to either be canceled outright or moved to different cities. And speaking of the Star Wars Hotel, we're going on some news from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Um, is that first of all, the hourly capacity of both e-tickets combined will be barely higher than Pirates of the Caribbean, meaning there would be a low hourly capacity and rides have low hourly capacity. That means long, long wait times. So expect it's already high demand just to get into the land, but expect the land to be closed. I think this is not in the paragraph, but I just expect the land to be potentially closed when there's too many people. It's a fire hazard, a safety hazard. They're gonna have to turn away people, especially if the ride capacity is slow, which means for long, long lines, or maybe max packs only for the first couple of months. We'll see. Um, but here back to the paragraph. They're deciding how the land entry strategy will work. They fully expect to have to close the land continually due to overcrowding. There's also concern that the Battlescape attraction has very sketchy reliability and will have long closures each day. It has 3 different ride systems, which is very, very interesting. And the track system is very touchy and will stop working for long periods of time. That part's concerning. Hopefully, in the next few months, they'll tweak that out and figure it out and make that not come to fruition. The walkways and passageways on the eastern side of the land are very, very narrow, as you see from the concept art. They are very, very narrow, and but now we know just how narrow. Go areas in our arcades are also small and narrow, just about the size of New Orleans Square. So those are pretty narrow. Think about the Pirates of the Caribbean exit, that kind of narrow walkway by the Pandora store into the bathroom. That's about how narrow. That's even wide for New Orleans Square, but that's about as wide as it's gonna get on the eastern line, which again will squeeze people in there, create for overcrowding, and potentially we'll have to close the land. Um, the fear is that the land will fill to capacity within the first hour or two of park opening. Then people in the land won't want to leave, and lines will form to get in on the Big Thunder Trail system. It will be ugly and it will be very crowded. Let's see. Walt Disney Imagineering is not being very helpful. They keep insisting that no CMs be allowed inside the land who aren't in Star Wars attire, which is the same thing Universal is doing with the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Like I said, I work at Universal and I work at Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, and we can't go into the main park here. We can't go outside of the archway and play. They can't, like people from Kung Fu Panda or Jurassic Park or anyone, they can't come into our archway. So that's what Walt Disney Imagineering wants to do here with Star Wars. Um, the Star Wars themes won't even wear Disneyland name tags, which is like us too. We actually do wear Universal name tags, but they're just a darker, like um tag rather than the white ones that you see at otherwise at Universal. But a new Star Wars name tag to identify them as TMs. There's currently no plan on how to manage the park entry turnstiles and Esplanade in the mornings next summer. It's getting kind of scary because it's only months away and too many important departments still don't have a hint of a plan on how they will manage. Here's the big news. The current goal is a Memorial Day weekend opening, but that may slip to the first week of June. If it rains a lot this winter, that can impact the opening date. And some big news as sorry guys, I just realized you can't see me barely. Okay. That's big news as that's Memorial Day weekend, end of May, we can have a potential grand opening for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which will impact lots of flight plans, lots of annual pass holders. That's when the blockout date starts to start. So that's when that or the first week of June is when they start to the annual blackout dates start to pass, so we can get to California Adventure, but not going to Disneyland. That'll be very interesting. If we get that grand opening date in May, that'd be huge news, absolutely huge news, as all these park projects to increase capacity and remove planters from walkways will all be done by that time, by May. And we'll see if it rains a lot this winter because that could impact opening it and move it to June or first or second week of June. So keep in mind, if you really want to be the first one to visit, fly out here potentially Memorial Day weekend. You heard it here first. Well, really, you heard it on WaltDisneyWorldMagic.com first, but you heard it on this video live first. Memorial Day weekend is a potential opening weekend for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So we'll be watching that very closely. Stay tuned to this video. I'll have more updates as the months progress. And other news here, Bob Chapek, I can never say his last name. Chapek is apparently he's clueless because he came from the consumer division, so he's clueless on how to run the theme parks. Looking basically what this paragraph is saying is it's looking like he potentially could be getting replaced. Don't know when, don't know if it's soon, don't know if it's later, but he could potentially be getting replaced. So we'll be watching that very closely. Someone from Disneyland Paris is actually under him and really oversees his decisions and makes sure he does the right things. And she could be coming to replace him as the savior of the Disneyland Resort and Parks and Resorts division. Some random odds and ends here. Mickey's Runaway Railway is still slated to take over the northern flanks of Toontown. So for those of you thinking Toontown is going to be demolished from Fantasyland, not looking like it. Looks like it's going to be refreshed and expanded, actually. The Mickey's Runaway Railway coming there and pushing the park boundary north, forcing the existing rehearsal halls and entertainment department offices off property. The Toontown expansion plan is called Project Marceline. Bob Iger has visited Disneyland several times this past summer, but very few people recognize him and it never really got out that he was there. Disneyland continues to rake in huge profits at a clip higher than Walt Disney World currently is. Disney World's attendance is currently slipping. If you have not heard already, Disneyland has been record-breaking up since the 60th anniversary 3 years ago. The pop culture in SoCal is at a frenzy for all things Disneyland, and Burbank executives love that Disneyland have been able to thread this fine line between all-American nostalgia and social media hipsters. Walt Disney World is far less successful at that, and the New York hipster crowd doesn't care about Walt Disney World like the Los Angeles hipster crowd adores Disneyland, and Burbank can't understand why Walt Disney World leadership is so frumpy and clueless on that. Those are all the rumors. That's the whole post. It's a very long post. If you would like to see it, go on WaltDisneyWorldMagic.com for the full paragraph, full post, and click on the neighbor lady. It's called like the neighbor lady has a chat and cheesecake. those are some very big rumors, especially the Galaxy's Edge update and potential opening date, as well as Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway coming to Toontown, where meaning the Walt's Original Park will finally have a ride dedicated to the cartoon that started it all. I'll have some more breaking news updates as they come for you. If not, um, stay here for our next weekly Wednesday coming up next week. I posted top 5 investing tips before this video. That'll be up. That should be up soon. That should be up before this video, and as part of the top 10 weekly Wednesday series. Stay tuned for more updates and Disney rumors, as well as other rumors from other theme parks. Have a great week and weekend, everybody. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Press that subscribe button. Share it, comment, tweet it, whatever you want to do. Make sure you subscribe and like it. Comment as well. Bye bye.